is Dede? I don't know. I'm just me. I'm not fancy. I'm pretty simple and basic. I love to be active. I'm the least athletic professional athlete I think you'll ever find. I've been told from a very young age that I'm not super talented, but I think I'm not afraid to work hard to get what I want, and that's in sport and that's in life as well. So I think I'm very disciplined. I'm old, I'm 55, but this is the youngest I'm ever gonna be, so I'm gonna take this year and see if I can just run a really fast marathon. And I don't know what that is, and that's exciting. As humans, I think we're sort of drawn to what we're good at. And I don't want to overstate it because it's not like I'm the best that ever was, but I think I have a knack for endurance sport, both physiologically and psychologically. It seems to suit me. Endurance sport in some ways sort of parallels life. It's a journey, and that's true for the training and it's true for the race day itself. I think what I love about Ironman race days, and I think the thing that I'll miss the most, is that when you're in it, everything seems to slow down. And there's almost a calmness to it. And then when you get to the finish line and you're laying in bed that night, not able to sleep because every ounce of your body hurts, you think back across the day and think how quickly it went and like how it all is just a blur. And you think of all those teeny tiny moments you thought you couldn't go another, pedal push or another step, and yet somehow you make it through. So I like the journey aspect of it, and the training is the same way. Just because my professional career in triathlon is over, a lot of people have said, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you still doing this? I don't have a 20+ year career without loving what you do. And if you love it, why should you stop? So this is just at a much, with different goals and objectives, kind of something fresh and new. And so, yeah, it feels humbling, but super exciting at the same time. I mean, that's what sport is, right? It's community, right? It's for your health. It's to satiate that competitive drive, to get good at something, to get better at stuff, and it's community. So I'm glad to be a part of a group. I'm the oldest in any circle I walk in triathlon, and I think coming to do a bit of running now, it's exciting to be a rookie. It's refreshing to have something new.
What is your biggest moment in your triathlon career?
It has to be winning the Ultraman World title at the age of 52. Having been identified as an athlete from the age of 5 when I started swimming competitively, to have stuck with it long enough until I was 52 to actually win a world title, I think demonstrates the persistence and determination that sort of encapsulates me. And I think it was the most special to me because having been a swimmer and then a professional triathlete, everybody says in triathlon, like, it takes a village, and you have coaches and PTs and training partners, and they all sort of help you through the process and get you to the race day and through that race day. But it's you out there, it's an individual sport. But Ultraman was the one experience where your crew makes the difference. You cannot do it without your crew. So for me, it was a really unique experience to take an individual sport and an individual sport athlete for a lifetime, and all of a sudden I got to be on this amazing team that worked together, and that world title was all of our success, not just mine. And in that way, it was really, really unique to triathlon and to my whole triathlon experience. I didn't become a professional until I was 35. So I got a pretty late start in it. Somebody had mentioned to me right after my retirement from swimming that I should consider triathlon because I was a swimmer who could kind of run, and they can kind of teach you how to ride a bike. But I didn't come back to it, and I didn't start it properly until so late. I mean, you see people that are wrapping up their careers in their mid to late 30s, and I didn't even really start until then. So it never occurred to me that age should be a determinant for when I stopped my sport. Certainly in triathlon, my goals evolved. I don't think you would look at the last 5, even maybe 10 years of my career and say that I would toe a start line in an Ironman and be like, I'm gonna win this thing. But it's always, again, come back to a curiosity of what is possible and how many of these 20-somethings and young 30-somethings can I still compete with at 45, 50, 55 years old? The biggest setback I had in my career was a really bad accident at Ironman Frankfurt in 2011. I had gone over to race the European Championship, was, in the shape of my life, still relatively speaking in the prime of my career, at 41. And I was in the middle of the bike and it had just started to rain and I came into a roundabout and I didn't realize it at the time, but inside of the roundabout was lined with cobblestone. And I skidded out. My wheels went absolutely out from under me and I was going like 22 miles an hour and just hit the pavement. I don't remember much after that, but I was airlifted off the course to a German hospital where I spent 3 days in an ICU. I'd broken 6 bones. I broke my elbow. I broke 2 ribs. I broke my pelvis in 2 places, and I broke my hip. And I went and saw an orthopedic trauma specialist in Boston. They have some pretty good doctors in Boston, and he sat me down and he looked me straight in the eye and said, "Your career's over. You'll never run again." And that was, it was sobering, right? Because something that I loved and that I thought I had many years left to experience and enjoy was taken from me. It was gone, just like that. And I thought for my career to end in that wet roundabout in Frankfurt was just tragic to me. And I got really upset and cried for a little bit. And then my husband looked at me and said, "Look, Dede, for your entire life, you've always asked, well, why does it have to be that way? When you were told that your swimming career was over, you chose to keep swimming. When you had a perfectly good job on Wall Street, you were the one that said, well, why do I have to do it?" He said, the fact that one doctor has told you that you'll never run again, he said, why does that have to be the truth? In my comeback from my crash in Frankfurt, I had used an Ultra-G treadmill. I thought it was amazing. You put yourself in this little bouncy house and it was a way that I could run. Like I still had fractures and yet I'm running at 4% body weight, but I'm running. But I was driving 45 minutes one way to do a 20-minute run and paying an obscene amount of money to rent time on the Ultra-G. But at the time, it was all there was. And it was when I was preparing to train for my first Ultraman at Ultraman Florida that the lever was available. And it is a similar technology where you're able to offload body weight. And for me at that time, here I was a healthy runner, right? I didn't have an injury, but I was trying to run further than I'd ever run before in my life. And to do that safely, we thought, okay, let's cap the amount of full body weight running we would do for your regular marathon training in an Ironman. And then anything we want to do in addition to that, let's throw you on the lever so that we're minimizing the injury potential by mitigating the pounding from all that run training. And so it became a staple part of my training diet, both to elongate some long runs, and then on easier run days, we would use it to offload stress. And when I got through Ultraman and came back to the sprint of the Ironman, to try to get that leg speed back, we would use it to support body weight to do over speed work so I could really work on my turnover and run at faster speeds that I could support myself at full body weight. So I just think it's an incredible tool and it's portable. I've taken it with me around the world, quite literally. I hope the people that created the Ultra-G aren't listening to this because it's a great tool, don't get me wrong. The lever is better because when you run, I think in other body support systems, it alters your arm carriage. And I think it alters your gait pretty considerably because of how you're held in the chamber. And the lever, you're freer. You're just getting a little bit of hip support. In fact, I think the lever is a great tool just for reinforcing proper hip technique. If you're a runner that has a hip drop, it helps you square your pelvis and really think about better upright posture. I think you can adjust the bungee cable position so that it doesn't impact your arm carriage, and you can run, I think, as naturally as you can at full body weight. So I thought, having come from other body weight supported systems, that the lever was a huge upgrade. I think as an athlete, we're born to be athletes, right? That's what we want to be doing, whether you're a professional or an amateur. We do it because we love it and it's your passion. And when it's taken away from you because of injury, it can be very, very difficult. It's a blow to just the structure of your day, and not to be overly dramatic, but to your identity and how you feel about yourself. But to any athlete dealing with injury, I think find a way forward. Figure out what you can do, put the focus on what you can do and not on what you can't do. So if you're forced to get into the pool and swim a little bit more, if you're forced to support yourself with the lever so that you can reduce some stress on the body, I think something is better than nothing every single day. And finding a way forward and focusing on the things that you can do and using the tools that you have at your disposal to be able to do them is a great way forward. It's funny, I had some anxiety about retiring because it's like being an athlete has been such a big part of my life for my entire life, really. And I knew that just because I was done identifying as a professional triathlete and I wouldn't be racing at the professional level anymore, didn't mean I had to stop being an athlete. It didn't mean I had to stop having goals, like athletic goals for myself. And so I decided, coming out of my triathlon career, I came back to what I really felt like was my love of running. From my days as a swimmer where we were forced to run, and all of a sudden I discovered I really love running, and I thought I was a pretty good runner. And then coming into triathlon, where I realized you're not that good a runner, to then developing this mindset that you're the worst runner in the world. I wanted to feel better about my running. I just don't want to leave it like that. So I decided that I want to be a better runner. And so at its most basic level, that is my goal for 2026, is to feel better about my running and become a better runner. Look, if you still have goals in the sport, don't let anybody tell you that just because you're not going to win the Ironman World Championship doesn't mean that your participation in triathlon isn't warranted. I think that you are completely in charge of your own goals. I think one of the things that we've seen in the evolution of triathlon racing isn't just, it's the opportunity to race. And it's, yes, the money that you can earn doing that, but there are so many different avenues to racing, whether you want to race long course, short course, draft legal, in a number of race organizations, off-road, gravel. There are so many opportunities to race that you can set your own path and find your way forward and continue to carve out a professional career doing it, because there are so many more opportunities than there were 25 years ago when I started in the sport of triathlon. So I think outline what your objectives are that are true to you and not defined by the sport as a whole or by what other athletes are doing. Just finding your own path forward and then seeking out the multiple opportunities that we have now in the sport of triathlon to pursue them.